All right, it is 9 o'clock. Good morning. Welcome everyone. We are grateful for you being here today to learn about Keep Louisiana Beautiful's Love the Boot Week. Today from KLB, we have myself, Melissa Kenyon. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications, and Jesse Chapuis, Programs and Events Manager. Today, we're going to give you a great overview of Love the Boot Week. For those of you who are new to the event, this is a great way to get familiar. It's also a great refresher for those who have participated in the past. We are recording this webinar, and we will share the recording and the slides in an email afterwards. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, please type them in the Q&A, and we will answer questions as we can throughout the webinar, and we'll also answer any remaining questions at the end. All right, Jesse, advance. All right, before we dive into Love the Boot Week, I'm going to give you a brief overview of Keep Louisiana Beautiful and what we do. We are 24 years old. We started as a nonprofit, and just this last fall in August, we became a state program under the Lieutenant Governor and the Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. Our mission is to promote personal, corporate, and community responsibility for a clean and beautiful Louisiana. We are affiliated with the national organization Keep America Beautiful, and we work with a statewide network of community affiliates and university affiliates. Next slide. All right, so how do we help Louisiana? KLB supports communities with our educational programs and community improvement grants. This list right here are some of our key initiatives. We have a litter hotline. We do a roadside litter prevention campaign. We work with businesses across the state with our Clean Biz program. We have education for people of all ages. So a number of programs, and we definitely encourage you to check these out on our website, keeplouisianabeautiful.org. There are many ways you can get involved with KLB beyond Love the Boot Week, and we welcome all to learn a little bit about KLB on our website. Next slide. Okay, so what is Love the Boot Week? We are now in our 4th year. It is Louisiana's largest litter cleanup and beautification event. We have events in all 64 parishes, and we strive through Love the Boot Week to engage businesses, schools, local and state leaders, and individuals and families to work together to care for their community. People can sign up for Love the Boot Week at lovetheboot.org. I'm sure many of you have already done that. And you can help by volunteering, registering your own event, or just simply spreading the word. And all efforts are appreciated. You don't have to be a huge event. You can be anywhere from 1 person to 100. Every bag collected counts towards our impact numbers, and every tree planted makes a difference. So large or small, we welcome everybody. Love the Boot Week isn't just about cleaning up litter, though. It's just one piece to the puzzle to remove litter. This week is more about education and drawing attention to our state's litter problem. We are trying to encourage people, businesses, and communities to adopt best practices. Our ultimate goal is to stop litter from happening in the first place and to promote a culture of cleanliness. Next slide. Okay, so in a nutshell, the goals of Love the Boot Week are litter removal, beautification, education, like I just mentioned, and recycling. All right. We are excited that Love the Boot Week continues to grow. Last year, we saw incredible numbers. Almost 20,000 people were involved, and that's over 100,000 volunteer hours and 347 tons of litter removed. These numbers are just amazing. We started off small. I think we had 250 events our first year, and this year we hope to reach 1,000 with your help, and we are excited to have y'all on board. Next slide. So this year we, like I said, 1,000 events is our goal. Please help us get there. There are already 550 plus events registered in 61 parishes. So we have a few more parishes to go to reach our 64 parish goal. And we are excited to share our impact numbers once we get them. Next slide. All right, Jesse, I'm going to pass it to you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Um, Thank you, Melissa. That was an awesome overview. And we're going to dive into a little bit more of the details now. So, as Melissa said, there's several ways that we invite you to get involved with Love the Boot Week. The first one is organize an event. And as Melissa mentioned, this doesn't need to be a huge daunting thing. We're going to hopefully show you during this webinar that it's pretty easy to do, and we give you the tools and resources that you'll need to plan something, execute your event, and all sizes of events are welcome. So this could be as simple as getting your family or your coworkers out one day on lunch hour or during the weekend, picking up around the block. So we're going to get into the more details of how to do that as we keep going. The next way to get involved is volunteering. So if you're not organizing an event yourself, you can visit our website, lovetheboot.org, and browse the events that are already registered. And then you can find one in your community that you want to join in on. And then the third way that we hope everybody can help get involved with Love the Boot Week is by spreading the word. So again, we make this easy to do. We give you the tools and assets and graphics that we'll get into a little bit later. And of course, word of mouth is great to start talking to your neighbors and your community about why it's important to love the boot, how we can all come together and do something about our litter problem. Alrighty, so like I said, we are encouraging groups big and small to organize events. And you do that by registering your event on our website, lovetheboot.org. That registration form is pretty simple. Most of it is pretty self-explanatory, but I did want to point out a couple of FAQs that we get about the registration form. So one of the first questions it'll ask you is whether your event is public or private. And the difference there is, public events welcome volunteers from the community. They can find your event through our website and they can see the details and then actually get in touch with you to sign up and come join your event. A private event, on the other hand, the details won't be displayed on the website, so you'll be responsible for inviting any volunteers that you want to join. So this is good for, maybe if you want your company to do a team building event or, a closed event. All right, another question that sometimes comes up is the group type. So on the registration form, you'll be able to choose between several different categories, such as school, nonprofit, business, and pick the one that most closely fits your group. One thing to point out is that one of the categories is called KLB Affiliate Organization, and that refers to organizations that have gone through our official affiliation process. They use the name Keep Blank Beautiful. We have many, many partners that we work with, businesses, grantees. And though you are a great partner to us, doesn't necessarily mean you're an affiliate. So just keep that in mind. And then finally, the volunteer information. This is a little bit different this year. If you're doing a public event, the form will ask you how volunteers should sign up. So you'll be able to give them your direct contact information if you wish. You can put your email or phone number. You could also put a link to an outside website where your event details are held, such as like a Facebook event, Eventbrite page, or maybe your website for your organization. And I'll show you how that looks here on the front end. These are a couple of examples. And these are great. You'll see the first one here. She gives this is actually a Google form. So volunteers can click that link and fill out another little form that then connects them with the event organizer. And this second example on the right is another way to do it. This event organizer puts a phone number and also says they can get updates on their social media. So it's kind of up to you. How would you like your volunteers to sign up? We're kind of stepping away as the middleman this year and letting you connect with volunteers directly. All right, so once you have done that first step of registration, you might need to make a change. Maybe the time has changed or something like that. So there's a couple ways that you can edit. The first one is by using the confirmation email that you'll get immediately after submitting your registration. So you should be able to find that in your inbox. You can search Love the Boot Week confirmation, check your spam folder if you don't see it. And then at the bottom of that email, there will be a button in that kind of gold color that we use for editing. So that's one way to do it. And if you can't find your email, we added this new feature this year on our volunteer page where you can browse the different events. You can find your own event, and then there will be this button here that says Edit My Event. That will prompt you to put in the email address that you used to register your event, and it will send a new email to that email address with that same button to edit. So we hope y'all are able to use those and edit your event as you wish. If you need some help though, as always, feel free to reach out to us. Alrighty. Next, I'm going to toss it back over to Melissa. She's going to talk a little bit about planning and promoting your event with some of our tools.
All right. Thanks, Jesse.
Mhm.
You want to navigate on over to our website? Okay, so this is our Love the Boot website, and I'm just going to go over a few things. If you want to first click on tools and resources. Okay, this is a great place to start once you register your event. Um, there are a number of resources here that are available to you. We try to make it really easy to plan a successful event as well as promote one. I'll go over the different sections and I'm going to show you the guidebook after that. So this first section here is the guidebook, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But then we have graphics and social media messaging. So if you want to make your own graphics, that's awesome. We have our logos there if you'd like to include the Love the Boot Week logo. We also have digital ads already designed for Love the Boot Week if you want to include those on your website or in your newsletter. There's also a social media toolkit right there. You can download that, and that includes like graphics for social media, both static graphics as well as story graphics as well and post messaging. So everything you need to post about Love the Boot Week on social media. This year we also have something new. It's called the Love the Boot Week Video Challenge. And when you download this document on your own, you can see what that's all about. So basically, we're asking people to record a short video about how or why you love the boot. So I could say, I'm Melissa Kenyon from Keep Louisiana Beautiful. I love the boot by caring for my parks and keeping them clean. And then I would challenge Jesse. Jesse, how do you love the boot? And so we hope this will create some momentum around Love the Boot Week and encourage people to talk about it and get involved. So check that out. It's a great, fun way to get the word out about Love the Boot Week. Down here in the publicity section, we have some sample press releases. So if you are a company or a nonprofit organization and you're signing up for Love the Boot Week, we encourage you to reach out to your local news outlets and announce your participation. This is a great way to get coverage for you as an organization and also for Love the Boot Week to help spread the word. We're going to get more into data collection in a little bit, but in this next section on this page, you will see a printable form for data collection. Data collection is super important for Love the Boot Week. That's how we get our impact numbers. So if you get a supply box in the mail, if you're a group of 10 or more, that form will be in there to collect data the day of the event. And then there's a link here to the online form, which Jesse will show you in a little bit, where you can enter all that data online. And that's where we crunch all of our numbers and get our impact numbers. All right, if you want to scroll up, Jesse. I'm just going to point out a few more things. So if you want to quickly go to the Love the Boot Guide tab that you have open there. All right, so this is new. It was a labor of love. We put a lot of time and effort into this. We want to make, this easy for you guys. So in here, we have all kinds of great information about planning a successful event, logistical tips, safety information, you name it. We have tried to include it in this Love the Boot guide, which you can download. And use it to hopefully have a great, successful event. So check that out. It is on the tools and resources page to be downloaded. Okie doke. If you want to go back to the website, just going to point out a few more pages that are important. The organize an event page. Many of you have probably already signed up your event, but just wanted to point out that this is the registration form. It's easy. It should only take you a few minutes, but you can include your event description. We'd love to know how you heard about Love the Boot Week. We will talk about recycling in a little bit, but if you are in one of these parishes, you can sign up for recycling when you're signing up your event. If you qualify for a supply box, make sure you put your information in there to receive that. In those supply boxes, you get shirts, trash bags, and gloves. All right. If you want to go to the volunteer page, point that out really quick. Okay. We also encourage people, if you don't have the time to plan your own event, that's okay. You can volunteer for one happening in your area. So you're able to type in your zip code to find out what's happening near you. And as Jesse mentioned earlier, there's both public and private events. So you'll be volunteering for the events that are open to the public. So this is a great way to find out what's happening near you and to get involved. Finally, I'll show you two more things. If you go to the recycling page. So we will populate this page a little bit more as we get closer. But we are grateful to Coca-Cola for partnering with us to make recycling a possibility with Love the Boot Week. So through Coca-Cola and Osprey Initiative, recycling is available in 27 parishes for Love the Boot events. So if you sign up during registration for recycling, you will receive bags in the mail, different color bags to collect that recycling. And Osprey will come and either they'll pick it up from you directly, or we also have drop-off sites, which are listed here. DOTD has generously donated their regional offices as drop-off sites this year. So if you live or if your business is near one of these drop-off sites, you can take your Love the Boot recycling, and there'll be a big receptacle there. It'll be clearly marked that it's for Love the Boot Week. Also, if you sign up for recycling, Osprey Initiative will contact you directly to give you training and all the details on how to carry about recycling at your event. Last page I want to cover is sponsors, just to give them a shout out. Love the Boot Week would not be possible without our sponsors. They help amplify this event and take it to the next level. So just want to give a shout out to these sponsors and say thank you. We still are looking for sponsors if you're interested. Thank you.
All righty.
All right, throwing it back to you.
Okay. Y'all are seeing my PowerPoint again? Okay, great. All righty. So let's get into supplies a little bit more. This year we are doing more supply boxes than ever. 600 is our magic number. And those will be provided to the first 600 groups who register online. And that is all the group categories except for those small individual and family groups with people less than 10 in their group. Those groups will get state park passes instead of the supply boxes, since our supply boxes are really meant to cover groups of 25 or more. And those will begin shipping in March. And we'll make sure that y'all have them in time for Love the Boot Week. We are getting very close to the 600 mark. So if you haven't registered yet and you want to get one of these supply boxes, I would encourage you to get your registration in the next few days. And like Melissa said, the boxes include trash bags, gloves, and t-shirts. You'll get a mix of adult sizes, small through extra large.
And we should say if you for whatever reason need more shirts or different sizes, all the boxes include the same sizes, but you can reach out directly to our t-shirt vendor to place those orders. And that's Artmaster. She has it right there.
Yep. Yes, Artmaster Screen Printing in Covington is really great, and she'd be happy to um, yeah, do an extra order for anyone that needs additional shirts or different sizes. Another way to get supplies is through our Get Down and Clean Up program. This is the program that we partner with public libraries to put these litter kits in libraries available to be checked out with your library card, just like a book. So they have litter grabber tools, they have safety vests, additional trash bags, and these fun little tote bags. So we have more than 100 plus. We've got, I think, 145 library branches participating around the state. So if you go to the Get Down and Clean Up page on the KLB website, you can find a list of all those libraries. And that's a great way to get some additional supplies for your Love the Boot event. Um, you might also consider any extra supplies that might be useful at your event. It's really always um, appreciated to supply things like water and snacks, hand sanitizer. So think about those things as you're preparing for your event. Alrighty. Um, Recycling. Yes, this part of Love the Boot Week has grown, and we're really excited about it because, of course, if we can pick up litter, that's great. And if we can keep some of it out of the landfill, that is even better. So Coca-Cola is sponsoring our recycling efforts, and Osprey Initiative is kind of boots on the ground facilitating the operations of it. And the process, we try to make it pretty simple for y'all, like everything else. So on that registration form that we just looked at, you'll be able to indicate if you're interested or not. And we do list the eligible parishes right there on the form for you. If you're in one of the parishes and you selected that you are interested in participating, Osprey will get your information and they're going to reach out and coordinate with you directly. They'll send you blue trash bags that you can use to collect your recycling and keep it separate from the other trash that you pick up. And then depending on if you are in one of those pickup locations or drop-off locations, you'll either have Osprey come pick up directly from you after your event, or you can go bring your recycling to one of our lovely DOTD partner sites. And one thing to note is that this really is just for recycling that is picked up in your litter cleanup. So while we love our recycling drop-off household recycling events, that's not what's happening here for Love the Boot Week. This is litter cleanup recycling. So if you pick up plastic bottles and aluminum cans while you're cleaning up your litter, put those things aside and they can be recycled through this program. Alrighty, and Osprey is really going to provide y'all with all the training you need to be able to implement this into your event. They're going to do a couple of trainings, and the dates are right there on the screen for you. And they'll be sending out reminders and some great infographics. Here's a couple of examples. So if you are participating in recycling at your event, these are kind of tip sheets that can be printed out and posted at your event to help you communicate with your volunteers how recycling is working and what they should be picking up and all those good things. Alrighty, data collection. So as Melissa said, data is really important to Love the Boot Week. It really helps us continue to grow it each year and it helps us celebrate the impact that we're all having, that collective impact. And that momentum goes a long way. So during your event, please use the provided worksheet. Again, you'll get one in your supply box if you're receiving a supply box. You'll also have a digital copy emailed out to you before your event. So print one out and use it during your event to actually, mark off what you're picking up. And then after your event, we'll ask you to kind of transfer what's on your worksheet to this online form. We can take a look at it. So it'll ask you things like what parish your event was in, um, whether you did a cleanup or beautification or both. If you did a cleanup, we'll ask you, how many litter bags did you collect and the approximate size of your bags? Um, and if your bags were 15 gallons instead of 13, it's okay to estimate and put 13 here. Um, get as close as you can, but we know that sometimes we do have to estimate. Um, we also ask if you picked up any large items. We know we have a lot of go-getter groups that sometimes pick up big things like washing machines. Um, we'll ask you to try to estimate the weight of those, and we link a little handy calculation sheet for some common large items that can help you make those estimations. Alrighty. So again, please fill out this form after your event. The deadline to submit this year is going to be April 21st. And we also ask that you share your photos with us right here. We use these photos in so many ways to promote Love the Boot Week and create things like this PowerPoint. So please do share photos with us. We love to see them. And one other important and fun reason you might want to submit your data to us is we do Love the Boot Awards every year. Well, this is our second year of doing Love the Boot Awards, and they recognize the accomplishments that y'all are making during Love the Boot Week. We have a few different categories here, and we use your data reports and go off a combination of criteria like how much litter was removed. Did you have any really great beautification efforts? Were you able to recruit a bunch of volunteers? Things like that. Um, so we're really excited to be able to celebrate all the great things that happened during Love the Boot Week with y'all. So be on the lookout. We'll be sending more details about the awards a little bit later on. All righty. Um, here's our contact information. We know questions always come up with Love the Boot Week, and we are more than happy to help y'all and answer the questions that you have. So save our email addresses. You can always call our office phone as well. And let's see, Melissa, are you able to see the Q&A?
Yes, I've been answering them as we go,
Oh,
uh,
nice.
but I can give a little overview. There's
Okay.
one here, Kristen just asked what specific supplies are available. So in your supply box, if you qualify for a supply box, there are t-shirts for your volunteers. I actually have one right here. It's a little blurry with the camera, but yeah, so there's 25 shirts in each box, trash bags and gloves. As Jesse said, you can also check out your local libraries. We have a get down and cleanup program where you can go use your library card to check out cleanup supplies. Um, so check that out. And let's see, I'll give you a little overview. So um, yes, we will share this presentation afterwards. It's recording. And we will also share the PowerPoint. We'll send an email out to everyone who participated today. Okay. When we'll receive for supplies, shirts are being printed right now. I think there'll be some different phases of shipments, but you will receive them before your event, I believe, in the month of March, because Love the Boot Week starts April 5th. So you will definitely get them before your event. Be looking for them in the mail starting in mid-March, I would say. Is there a limit to how many people can participate? No. Love the Boot Week registration never closes. You could even just, the day of, go out and pick up litter in your neighborhood. Um, and yeah, we welcome everybody to sign up to clean up.
And your group can be really large too, if you were maybe referring to like if there's a limit to the size of your group.
True. Yeah.
No limit there either. But if you are having a really, or you're expecting a lot of volunteers, we would recommend, maybe assigning a few like VIP helpers to help you manage your big group.
Yeah, good point. And that's it. We'll give you a minute if you want to type any more questions in the Q&A portion.
And I just want to remind everyone too that that guidebook that we mentioned earlier has everything that we talked about and much, much more. We put
Mhm.
as many details in there as we could think of without, writing an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
So do take advantage of that. And the nice thing about that is that you can skip right to the section that you need without having to listen to us talk for 30 minutes.
All right. Well, I guess we were pretty thorough because we don't have any more questions. So thank you, everybody. We are excited for Love the Boot Week 2025. Oh, we have one more question. Is there signage to put up for safety? That's a great point. So we don't have any templates, but that's a great idea. Um, if you are having a roadway cleanup, we definitely encourage safety vest, and always be alert and aware of your surroundings. There's some good safety tips in that guidebook that Jesse mentioned. But yeah, signage that never hurts.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we have some bullet point safety tips in the guidebook. So if you wanted to, you could even just copy and paste them and print it out kind of big.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and
it
when you do your
talks the
volunteer
logo on
orientation,
there.
when you
Hmm.
welcome volunteers the day of the event, definitely give them a safety overview and make sure they feel comfortable. And remember that tell them to stay alert, and just safety is definitely a number one priority. All right, guys, thank you so much. Let's have a great Love the Boot week. We appreciate all of you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.